Too far.
Taxi bus.
Yeah.
Only joking. Both me and Emma, or I probably should say now, me and my wife.
Hey.
My wife and I.
Really appreciate the effort that you've all made, and it really has made the day absolutely perfect. It probably could have only been more perfect for me if my nan, Sheila, could have been here. But hopefully my nan is here with us, and unfortunately Sheila classes St Helens as a foreign country.
Yeah, she does.
I'd like to thank Moments for getting all them as so many requests. It's all right. But I'm sure you'll all agree that Emma's hard work really has paid off.
Yeah.
The venue really does look absolutely perfect.
That's amazing.
But nothing does look more perfect today than Emma herself.
Oh.
She looks absolutely stunning. But to be fair, she always does.
Oh.
You'll be scrapping to that.
For those of you who don't know, me and Emma met when I was 16 and Emma was 14. And just for the record now, nothing sexual did happen.
Brilliant.
I don't fancy being arrested on my wedding day. But I decided it wasn't for me when Emma turned up at my works in the school uniform. And also Emma's dad might not realise this was me, but I phoned the house at about 10 o'clock one night and Mike politely told me never to phone the house at that time again. So I decided it wasn't for me. But Emma went around the world, and I'll just say I probably had a few relationship hiccups. I'll let Martin probably tell you a bit more about that after. And then eventually we met up again in PJ's in Warrington. Martin was with us and Camille was there. Oh, sorry, FX.
Ooh, get it right then.
And I actually bottled asking Emma out at the time because she was a lot taller than I remember. And I didn't really fancy doing it face to boob, so I actually asked Camille for a number, and I gave her a ring, and then we ended up going out for a few years until, being the old romantic that I am, decided to propose in Rome.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be romantic until just as I was about to pop the question, somebody asked me to take a picture of them. I did eventually get to ask the question, and unfortunately Emma did say yeah. But as soon as I said yeah, as soon as I was about to get up, everybody wanted to take a picture of us, which I thought was very nice, until I realised they wanted €5 for every photo. My mum and dad. Really, they could not have done a better job of bringing both me and our Dickie up. And I'd also like to thank them for everything done for me, not just again today, because without them again this couldn't have been possible, but for everything in life. They really have always put us first, and always gone without things for themselves.
Oh.
I know it's probably hard to believe, but when I was young I was a bit thick. So they wanted to put us in private school, even though they couldn't afford it. But it got a bit embarrassing for me and Anna, didn't it? And my dad turned up with his green capri. Because he couldn't afford it, so he didn't
You should have seen the orange Simca.
the school used to be on a bit of a brew where all the parents used to park all their Mercedes and everything. And my dad's used to always break down on the brew. And we'd have to get it pushed down and then come back up. I always knew when I'd been a bit naughty or got a bit drunk, when I'd wake up and my mum would be asleep on the wooden floor. I don't know why she slept on the wooden floor, because being from St Helens you would have thought she'd been in my bed. But I think she used to make me feel a bit more guilty about what I'd done the night before.
Brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Met the morning.
Yeah, because she thought I was going to be sick on my back.
Oh.
I'd like to thank Eddie and Steph for the readings that you did. Really nice, really good job.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I'd also like to thank Steph again, Camille, Lauren and Rachel, absolutely stunning bridesmaids today. You've done an absolutely brilliant job. Just got a few gifts for you, yeah? Let's come up. Behind you, I've got this ball and chain, yeah.
I've got this ball and chain.
Also, hold on.
Did you find the card?
No,
Just
she
checking
was
there while I'm
crying,
on
I can't see.
Crying?
Yeah.
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 No, it's white. No, there's another one in. Oh, is there? That'll be it then. Pass them to Martin.
Lauren. Emma's beautiful sister. And also, if you can have my mum, Jackie and Sue as well.
I'm in Rome.
Now, before I hand you over to the best man, or as he's become known in Mallorca, Archers Martyn, or Jackie's bitch. When I was picking a best man, I was a bit unsure who to pick because I've got quite a good circle of friends. So I decided to ask my family for a bit of advice. Our Eddie said to me, "You got to pick Martin because the whole family now calls getting drunk getting Martined." Basically, because family do when we were younger, he was absolutely paralytic. My mum said to me, "I think it's got to be Martin because I feel closer to Martin than I feel to any of your friends." So I thought, oh, that's nice. Until she reminded me that she had to wipe his bum for him.
I did that last night.
And that's why she felt closer to him. Again, when he was Martin. But I did realise I'd picked the best person for the job. When we went for the suit fitting, and the guy asked us to get undressed, which Martin was a bit shocked, because he didn't have any boxers on. Which brings you quite nicely to his present.
Hey! We're getting it out. Hey!
Oh, put this one on now.
But honestly though, Martin is he has been like a brother to me. And his whole family, I'm really close to his whole family. And I really could not ask for a better best man at all. He's superb. Before I do hand you over to him though, one thing I would just like to say, when he's doing his speech, if you look a bit bored, he does have a tendency to try and exaggerate his stories to get interested. So don't really believe anything he tells you now.
Yeah,
I'll hand you over to
whatever.
Martin.
Just the last bit. I don't know how I can follow that, I really don't. But first say how stunning Emma looks. Earlier you all agree with me there. Right, my name's Martin, as you already know now. You might not recognise me, but you've lost 4 stone and I've aged 20 years after carrying Jackie's bags all the way home. What was it? What did you have in your bag? We got to customs and I had her bag and she said, "It's alright, I've got some powdered milk in the bag somewhere." Don't worry, I'm going to keep this speech short, just like Dave. But I did actually read somewhere the best man's speech shouldn't last any longer than it takes the groom to make love to the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom. To be honest, I haven't had long to prepare for this speech, because everyone said you can't write a best man's speech till after the stag do. Sounds like good advice, but I can't remember the stag do. One thing I do remember was Dave thinking he was too good for cabin class when in overhead locker class. Don't worry, you could fit.
No.
And that in itself was funny, but the funny thing was when Dave was sobered up and he thought for the next 3 days that the police would come and arrest him for it. So on our way home, and next thing this bloke gets on the plane, an official bloke from the airport, and stands right next to Dave. You ever seen someone with so much fear in their eyes that he nearly starts crying? Well, I haven't, it was hilarious. But you know what, if there's something that makes everyone laugh and the party be a little bit better, then Dave's your man. Sensible Dave, we call him, yeah, until he has a pint. I've known Dave for about 20 years, and I would say in that time our friendship has gone from strength to strength. And I put this down to Dave's persistence in making our friendship strong. I know there's not a single person here today who hasn't grown to love Dave through his persistence in making everyone close to him closer. I can honestly say in 20 years, me and Dave have never had an argument. That's all down to him putting up with me. I must be the luckiest person to have Dave as my best friend. Nearly done now. Just one thing before I go. Emma, can you do me a favour, please? Can you go a bit gentle in tonight? Because I know Dave's history with the sexual department. I know you don't know what happened that night. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, can you all please raise your glasses and join me in all the best in the love and happiness that a couple could possibly have. David and Emma.
David and Emma.